Hi friends, my name's Sophie. Welcome to your practice. Today we're moving through a 45-minute creative and fun flow. This is an intermediate to advanced strong flow, so be prepared to move and get really strong in your body. We're going to get started seated. You can sit like I am in Virasana or cross-legged, it doesn't matter. And once you find a comfortable seat, either gaze down at the earth or close your eyes. Lengthen through the spine. Align your head over your shoulders. And breathe into the belly. Feel the belly expanding, the diaphragm expanding. Breathing in and out of the nose. Taking big, deep belly breaths today to help us tap in and drop into our minds, into our practice, onto the mat. Big breaths. Using the breath to find that space between effort and ease, sthira and sukha. And then gently blink the eyes open and maintain the deep belly breathing throughout the practice if you can. And I'll remind you, we're going to make our way right into tabletop position. And once you come into tabletop, option to turn your hands around so your fingers face behind you, so face your knees. Tuck your toes, and you might move forwards and backwards. And then come right to the center, and we'll make our way into cat-cows, so keeping the flip grip, or turn your hands back around to normal if you want. We'll take one more round of cat-cow. Come back to neutral spine, turn the hands around so your fingers face forward. And we're going right into down dog. So let's lift the hips. Take your feet wide for your first down dog today. Press your hips high and just give yourself space. Maybe you bend one knee at a time or find stillness, up to you. Maybe shake your head. Wiggle into it. And then bring your feet back to hip distance. And shift your weight forward into a plank. Inhale. We'll go right back to down dog. Exhale. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Maybe you even wave your body forward into plank, kind of rounding the upper body, and then coming all the way into plank. Then lift your hips and wave back into down dog. 2 more times. Last one. Beautiful. Walk your feet up to your hands until you get to the front of the mat. And let's take ragdoll to start. Grab onto your elbows, bounce or shake, or just rock side to side. Loosen up the body. Take a nice generous bend in your knees here. Mentally arrive onto your mat. Deep belly breaths. And release your hands down to the ground. And bend one knee at a time, even staying in one spot if it feels really good. Stretching through the outer legs. Eventually, we find stillness right in the center, and we take a nice big half lift. Put hands high up on the shins and feel the length of your spine. Shift your weight forward. Pull the shoulders back a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, stand, reach your arms to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana, hands to heart. Exhale. Arms down by your sides. Check in with your feet. Check in with your stance, your alignment. We start here in Tadasana, as if the practice begins right here. Perhaps set an intention for practice today. Maybe the intention is simply to be present. Maybe you dedicate your practice to somebody else. And once you have that intention, hold it close to your heart. And reach the arms up, inhale. On exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Good. From plank, take your right arm up, twist open to the right, but stay with your toes down, your heels up. Your hips can open to the right. It's like a side plank, but you're not on the outer edges, the outer and inner edge of your feet. Then bring your hand back down, and we'll do the other side. Left arm up. Strong legs, expand to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, put your hand back down on the ground. You're in plank. From plank, lower your knees down, lift your feet up, and then lower all the way slowly down to the ground until you're on your belly. Lift up for cobra, as high or low as it feels good to you today. Take another inhale. Exhale, child's pose, knees wide. Bring your hips back. We won't be here for long. Your forearms are on the ground, your elbows are on the ground. Lift your head up, look forward, and shift into dolphins. You come onto your forearms, tuck your toes, lift your hips up. Dolphin pose. Press your tail to the sky, bend your knees a little bit. Inhale. On exhale, set your knees down. Inhale, come into table. Round your spine for cat. Arch your back for cow. So belly goes down, shoulders open up. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breath in. And breath out. Deep belly breaths right into the belly. Look forward. Make your way to the front of the mat, whether you're stepping or hopping today. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart and arms down by your sides. Come into chair pose, so bend your knees and sweep your arms up to the sky, heels down onto the ground. Draw your low ribs gently inwards. Inhale. Exhale, arms go back as you shift forward and lift your heels, drinking bird. So arms are an airplane, heels are lifted. You're still sitting low. Then put your heels back down, reach your arms up for chair. Utkatasana. Exhale, drinking bird. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, chair. Exhale, drinking bird. Inhale, chair, get lower. Forward fold on your exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Now lift your right arm to the sky like we did before to twist, but keep your hip points facing down. So you're twisting mostly with just your upper body. Thighs are engaged. Inhale. Exhale, put your right hand back down. Lift your left arm up, engage your quads. Twist to your left, hip points facing down. Inhale. Exhale, put your hand back down onto the ground. Now we're going to lower all the way to the ground, option to use your knees if you like. Lift your chest up for a cobra. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come through into dolphin. Forearms are down. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Keep breathing. Set your knees down, come into table, and then round your spine for cat. Arch your back for cow. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Let it go. Bring your feet together. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Try not to twist to the left. If you like to do that and lean into it for a moment, you can. But we always want to be aware of good alignment, of keeping things more contained. So keeping the shoulders even. Re-straighten the right leg, square your hips. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot outside of your right hand for lizard and breathe. Good. Now put your back heel down onto the ground. We're going to do a warrior lunge. So I want you to bring your feet apart as wide as the mat and walk your hands to the front and left corner of the mat, like you're doing down dog with your upper body, but you're just on your fingertips. Warrior lunge. Breathe into the belly. Right here, can you find that balance between effort and ease, mentally and physically? Bring your hands back inside of your right foot, and then slide your right foot between your hands and straighten your right leg. Lift the bottom of the foot off of the ground, plug the right hip back, pressing into your right heel, stretching through the back of the right leg. Beautiful. Bend your knee back into low lunge. And we'll step back to plank. We're going to do our flow again. Ready? So lift your right arm up, hip points still facing down, right hand back down. Lift your left arm up, left hand back down. Lower all the way to the ground. Use knees if you'd like. Lift up for Bhujangasana. Inhale. On exhale, child's pose. Inhale, dolphin. Couple breaths here. Set your knees back down. Come up onto your hands. Round your spine for cat. Come into cow. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Feet together. Lift your left leg up. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Notice if you're tensing in the neck or shoulders. Can you soften? Re-straighten out your left leg. Square your hips. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot outside of your left hand. And then we're going to come into warrior lunge. So you bring your right foot over to the right, put the heel down and walk your hands to the front right corner of your mat. So it's kind of like a warrior one in your lower body. Belly breaths, also known as diaphragmatic breathing. One more breath. Walk your hands back inside of your foot. Slide your foot between your hands and straighten out your left leg and lift the bottom of the foot so you're just on your heels, like the sole of the foot lifts up. Flex the foot, lengthen and fold. Bend your left knee back into low lunge and step back to plank. Lift your right arm up, twist. Keep your hip points facing down, right hand down. Lift your left arm up and bring your left hand down. Lower all the way to the earth. Lift up for cobra. Child's pose. Bring it back. Come up into dolphin. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Set your knees down. Come into table. Round for cat. Arch for cow. Inhale. And downward facing dog. Look forward and travel. You can step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Take your arms behind you, but keep your heels down. Lift your left heel. Lift the whole left foot. Balance. And then make your way into warrior three with airplane arms. Left leg back. Left toes pointing down. Put your fingertips on the ground, but you're still in warrior three. So it's like it is a supported warrior three. Virabhadrasana 3. Belly breaths. Stay focused. Remember your intention. And then keep your right fingertips down. We're going to open up to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So you bring your left arm up and your left leg up, and you open your hips to the left. You're making sure though that you're not letting your left leg go back behind you. Can you bring it a little bit forward? Can you rotate just your chest up to the sky? Maybe lift your right hand for a moment, and then we're going to slowly make our way into warrior two. So slowly step it back. Breathe. Keep a nice deep bend in your right knee, 90-degree angle. Reach your arms up. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. Take a nice big side bend. Reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. Straighten both legs. Turn your toes to face the left side of the mat. Star pose, but your feet are parallel. Bring your hands to your heart and bend your left knee into a side lunge. You could stay into a high side lunge, or you can go down into Skandasana. One is not better than the other. They're just different. And so you do what you want to do. Let's fly back into warrior two. So just make your way up and into warrior two. Good. Inhale. Hands down to the ground. Exhale. Cartwheel them down. Frame the foot. Plant your left hand down all the way on the left side of the mat and reach your right arm up to the sky. Slide your right foot out to the right. We're going to go into lizard pistols or pistol lizard, whatever you would like to call it. So you take your left leg, shoot it through to the front, maybe lift your right heel, and then bring it back to lizard as gently and quietly as possible. Lizard twist. And again, ready? Bring it through. Right heel is lifted. And then we bring it back. Let's do it one more time. Bring it back. Nice. Stay here. And then put your back knee down onto the ground. And you're still opening to the right. Option to bend your knee, grab onto your foot, or just stay with your right arm up. Smile with your chest. And with your face if you'd like. Breathe into the depths of the heart. If you have your foot, gently release. Everybody keep your arm up. Slowly straighten out your right leg. So you're in a variation of half splits. Slide your right foot forward a little bit, maybe an inch or two. Inhale. On exhale, put your right hand down next to your left hand on the ground. Feel the moment your finger pads touch the earth. And then reach your right arm back up. So we're moving dynamically. Inhale. Exhale, hand goes down. Inhale, we reach it up. Exhale, bring it back down. Stay here. Good. Bring your fingertips straight out in front of you and fold to get a little more into the hamstrings, folding into your half splits. It is a variation because the foot is a little bit angled out to the right. Surrender. If you feel the need to move along, ask yourself, what am I rushing for? Where am I trying to go? Slowly make your way back into lizard. So just simply bend your right knee, stay on your fingertips, lift your back knee, step into squat malasana, front of the mat. Hands to your heart. Good. Well, now you can stay here, or we're going to take a crow pose, bakasana. So you put your hands down and bring your knees up into your upper arms and play around. We're not going to shoot it back into chaturanga, so stay in crow, and then when you're done, just put your feet back down onto the ground and come into a fold. If you have chaturanga, maybe you straighten out your arms a little bit more, bring your heels towards your butt. And then when you feel satisfied, the feet go down, and we're just going to simply go into a forward fold. Lift up halfway, inhale, exhale, fold forward again. Chair pose. Utkatasana, bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Lift your right heel. Lift the whole right foot, balance. Good. And then take your arms behind you and come into airplane warrior 3. Anchor your hips, square the hips, shoulders down and back. And then put your fingertips on the ground. Keep your right leg lifted. Breathe into the belly. Let it get big. That's okay. And keep your left fingertips down, open to the right. Right arm up. Make sure the right leg isn't going behind you. Bring it a little forward, you'll feel it activate your right glute muscles a little more. As slow as possible. We're going to make our way into warrior 2. So first, lift your left hand up, see if you can balance. And then quietly step it back. Breathe. Reach your arms up. Grab onto your left wrist. Reverse warrior. Come back to warrior 2. Straighten the leg, hands to your heart. Both toes facing the right side of the mat. And bend into your right knee for side lunge. Stay here, maybe sit back more into the hips. Or skandasana, you lower. Chest is broad. Breath is full. Mind is calm. We'll go back to warrior 2. Fly your way there. Inhale. Cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Exhale. Low lunge. Put your right hand on the right side of the mat. Slide your left foot out to the left. And take your left arm up. Okay, we're going to take our right leg through for our lizard pistol. Bring it through. Maybe try to lift your left heel if you want, if you can. And then bring your right leg back. So we're doing 2 more. Keep going. And try to do this quietly and as stable as you can. Even though it might feel a little wobbly. 1 more. No rush, please. And then once you're back, put your knee down and breathe. And bend your back knee maybe. Grab onto your foot. Or just keep your left arm lifting high to the sky. If you have your foot, you can release it. Let's all bring our arms up. Now we'll straighten into the left leg. So you'll want to slide your right hand back. Maybe even come up onto the fingertips. And slide your left heel forward an inch or 2. And we twist. In fact, put your right palm down. Take an inhale. And on exhale, put your left hand down to the ground. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Now crawl the fingertips forward to fold, finding a back bend within the fold, so a little bit of a lift through the chest, tilting forward of the pelvis. And surrender again. Make your way back into lizard, bend your knee. Lift your back knee and step into malasana, hands to heart. All right, we're going to do crow pose again, or of course you can stay where you are. This time the opportunity to hop back into chaturanga or just step back to down dog. So that's where we'll end up. So maybe you're in your crow pose. Maybe you start to straighten those arms, bring the heels up. And maybe hop it back or step it back. Cobra or up dog. Down dog. We breathe in and we breathe out. Good. Lift your right leg up. Inhale. Step your foot between your hands on your exhale and rise up to high lunge. Bring your arms wide and take your right arm under your left arm for eagle arms. And take your left leg up to one-legged mountain with eagle arms. And cross your left leg over your right for eagle. You don't have to get the full wrap. If you can, that's fine. Do that. Hip bones are facing forward though. You don't want your hips to be facing to the side. You got it. Your breath is steady. Find that balance between effort and ease. Keep eagle arms. Unwind your legs. Unwind your arms. Hands to your heart. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Sit low for figure four. I'm going to come back up into one leg mountain. And then step your left foot back into pyramid. So just step it back a little bit onto the ground. Take your arms up, straight out in front of you. And slowly lower down, down, down till your hands reach the ground. Lift and lengthen and fold. Bring your forehead towards your knee. And tap in to your divine essence. We'll lift the left leg up for standing splits when you're ready. If you like to do handstands, feel free. If you want to grab onto the ankle, play with your balance, you can. Or you could bend your left knee and grab onto your left foot with your right hand and point your right knee up to the sky. Re-extend your left leg for standing splits. Step back to low lunge. Put your back knee down. Reach your arms up. Maybe bring your hands together, Kali Mudra, fingers and thumbs together. Squeeze the hips in, maybe a back bend from the upper back. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee. Step back into plank. Lift your right arm up to the sky and bring it back down. Yes, we're doing this again. Lift your left arm up and bring it down. This time, option to lower down for chaturanga. Hold, hold, hold. Then you're going all the way to the ground. Untuck your toes, lift up for cobra. Child's pose. Dolphin. Lift the hips. Knees down. Come into cat to round your spine. Come into cow, arch. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Rise up to high lunge. Take your arms wide. Left arm under your right. Eagle arms. And then step into one leg mountain. Cross your right leg over your left leg, eagle wrap. Focus. And unwind your right leg. One-legged mountain. Unwind your arms, hands to heart. Cross your right leg over your left leg, figure four. Sit low. Let's come back up. Take the right leg up. Step it back into pyramid. Take your arms up. Reach your arms forward, go forward, 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 and then hands down. And bring your head down towards your knee. Lift and lengthen, and again, head towards the knee. Lift up halfway. Come into standing splits. Lift your right leg up. Maybe you do some hops. Maybe you grab onto your ankle to try to balance there, or bend your right knee and grab onto the foot with the left hand and point the knee to the sky. Re-extend your right leg. Make your way into low lunge from wherever you are. Put your back knee down, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, release your hands down to the ground. Lift the back knee and step back into plank. Lift your right arm up, keep the hip bones down. Put your right hand back down. Lift your left arm up. Bring your hand back down. Shift forward, chaturanga. Come back up to plank. If you're skipping this, just go all the way to the ground. Again, lower down halfway. And plank. We're not done yet. Keep going, halfway. Plank. We're doing 2 more. Chaturanga push-ups. Plank. Last one, lower down. Can you hold for 3, 2, engage your quads. 1, lower to the ground. Cobra pose. Inhale. Child's pose. Exhale. Dolphin. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Let's take a moment here. Option to lift one leg up. Set that leg down. Lift the other leg up. Lift it high. And then bring it back down. Walk your feet all the way out to a forearm plank this time. Hold. And then put your left hand to your right elbow and take a forearm side plank. Option to lift your right leg. And bring it back down. And come back down onto your forearms. Right hand to left elbow, forearm plank facing the left side. So basically your forearm is parallel to the front of the mat. Option to lift your left leg. Bring it down. Come back onto your forearms. Pause here. Now we're going to press up into high plank slow. Try not to move your back at all. Good. Now you're going to hover your knees down an inch off the ground. And from there, come into cow pose. Arch your back. Your knees are lifted. And then down dog. Ooh, breath in. Breath out. Bring your hands wide. We're going to come through to a seat. So maybe hop or just step in between your hands. And come all the way into your backs. Not a seat. Come to your backs. Hug your knees into your chest. Couple back bends. And then we'll kind of take down the intensity. So feet to the ground. Arms by your sides. Feel that strength that you've cultivated. We can do a lot of plank stuff, side plank stuff. Cultivates a lot more strength than we realize sometimes. So we're going to lift the hips up. Bridge. Start here. Everyone can start here. And this is a great place to stay. It's great strengthening for the back and the glutes and the hamstrings. If you want to put your hands by your ears and come into a wheel, you're welcome to, but keep in mind we didn't do a heavy back bending class, so if you don't feel ready, then don't worry about it. When you're ready, you're going to slowly come back down to the ground and windshield wiper your legs side to side. Maybe circle your wrists around. When you've settled down, Bring the knees in. And we're actually going to make our way back to down dog. So I know we said we were going to take down the intensity, and I just remembered one thing I wanted to add in here. It's not super intense. So let's make our way to down dog. So you can rock up, plant your hands, and you can just hop to down dog with your knees bent. If you want to go through chaturanga and up dog, please be my guest. Now we're just going into pigeon. So lift your right leg up and bring your right knee to your right wrist. Set your leg down onto the ground. Come up onto your fingertips. Find that length. Slide your back leg back. Bring your forearms down. Come into sleeping pigeon today. Couple breaths here. Surrender to your hips, your beautiful, loving hips that hold you and support your body. Keep breathing into the belly and remember your intention. You might stay in sleeping pigeon, or you can rise up and do a little mermaid action with me. So bend your left knee and grab onto the left foot, inside of the left foot with your left hand, so the big toe side of your foot. You might stay here. Try to square your shoulders forward, or you can slide your foot inside of your elbow. You can take your right arm up also if you feel balanced enough. And you can also take your hands behind your head and grab onto your fingers. For 3, 2, and 1. Very slowly and gently release with love, with care, and make your way to down dog. Lift your left leg up. Bring your left knee to left wrist. We'll do the same thing on the side. Slide your back leg back. Come up onto your fingertips. And then when you're ready, bring your forearms down. Either stay or come up onto your hands and grab onto your back foot with your right hand, the inner foot. Try to keep your hips level and you're facing forward. You're not leaning onto the left side. Maybe you slide the foot inside the elbow, and maybe you bend the elbows and grab onto the hands. Smile. Enjoy. Wherever you are, even if you're down in sleeping pigeon. For 3, 2, 1. Release. Hands down. Make your way to down dog. And now we're going to come into a seat onto our backs, yet again. So hands wide, hop it through, or just sit down and come all the way onto your backs and hug your knees into your chests. I'm going to drop the knees to the right side, left arm to left, right hand on top of left knee. Play around with the left elbow being bent into a half cactus or straight and see what feels best for you. What really feels best? That's what we're looking to explore each time we practice, in each pose, each transition, each movement. Because once we learn what feels best in the body, that's where we can really use the practice to serve our deepest needs. Let's bring the knees back up and drop them over to the left side and the right arm out to the right, left hand on right knee. And stay close with your intention and stay connected deeply to your breath. and to your higher consciousness through this practice. It's really amazing what can happen between the four corners of this rectangle on this mat. So much happens. We evolve. Bring your knees back to center. Happy baby, or anything else that feels good to you and your body. And when you're ready, you'll release your legs down, your arms down by your sides for Shavasana. Get your shoulder blades a little closer together under your back just to create a little opening through the chest, little space. Allow. Just simply allow this moment to unfold. Okay, friends, let's begin to make our way back. Invite tiny movements into the fingers and toes. When you're ready, extend the arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. And then bend your knees, roll off to one side, and press up to a seat. I want to thank you for letting me guide you today. It's always such a pleasure. We'll bring our hands together and let's bow in gratitude for this beautiful practice. If you enjoyed it, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, or just hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel so that we can continue practicing together. My channel doesn't just have yoga classes, I also have HIIT, strength training, cardio. So let's move together, and I will see you next time.